Hey guys, you're watching Explore the Weird. If you're into creepy and weird, welcome back, goons. I love to see ya. We are growing like anything. I'm like 6 members strong now. We have Riley, we have Angela, we have Heist, XX Living Dead Girl, Ben Spada, even more as we keep growing. It is wild. It is wild. I love to see the full support. And really, it helps now more than ever. I appreciate all the new members. I appreciate all the subscribers. And really, we're doing exactly what the algorithm wants us to do. You know, hey, Teddy, you're shadow banned. Go work on these other metrics. So we got our watch time up. We got our members up. Really, we have to get to 8 and above. So I'm going to keep pushing. If you can join, please become a member today. That is the greatest way to support the channel during the shadow ban. As you guys know or may not know, we got shadow banned when we looked at an Alex Trebek video. Alex Joe. Yo, ADHD. By the way, if this is your first time on this channel, I have ADHD. I'm all over the place, but I meant Alex Jones. We got shadow banned because of an Alex Jones video. And RIP Alex Trebek, the greatest Jeopardy host ever. Don't you agree? Come on now. Who's the new one? Ken Jennings? He's okay. He's okay. There's also the elder one from The Big Bang Theory. I like her too. I haven't been watching that much ever since Alex, but regardless, we're gonna get right into it. Longer form content. I talk a lot. If that's not you, I'm sorry. There's other channels that do the same content. Please go watch them. For the goons, you guys know the name of the game. I got ADHD. I'm crazy. We got the Shivalingam going. The Shivalingam. Oh, it's so great. It's so great. I love the Shivalingam. Only the goons know. Only the goons know. Teddy, I'm a goon and I don't know. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to figure it out then. I'm also sweaty. Like, it's not sweat though. The reason I am sweaty is because I just took a shower and this is the only time I can record. My wife is putting Kyra to bed, so I came up here and I'm like, we're gonna do this. And who knows? Maybe Kyra doesn't end up going to bed and then shows up here anyway. You guys know the name of the game. All right, I said we're gonna get into it. The intros are getting longer. I apologize. We're gonna get right into it.
You know what this is and what this represents? Pause the video and tell me what this is in the comments below. Don't cheat. If you said that this behind me is called the Emerald Tablets, then you would be correct. But what you have to understand is that one Emerald Tablet out there in the world is real and one is fake. They have been lying to you about the Emerald Tablets. If you cannot handle logic, reasoning, evidence, or if you are highly susceptible to cognitive dissonance, and if you don't have a certain color of conscience, this is not the video for you. You have 3 seconds to scroll. 1, 2, 3. Before I break down this lie, you have to understand a story about a man who claimed to speak to the king of Atlantis. In the early 20th century, there was a boy named Claude D. Dodgen, born in a modest family in the statehood of Oklahoma. From a young age, Claude experienced very strange things. Entities from other realms visited him. Masters spoken to him in his bedroom. Like many working class families, he wouldn't have an education above the elementary level, but he felt from these experiences with these entities that he was destined for spiritual greatness. He changes his name to what many of you would know him by, which is Maurice Doro, a self-proclaimed mystic and spiritual leader. At the end of his life, he was dismissed by many as a fraud, especially by those in the academic and scholarly circles. But he was also still loved by many, and his organizations continued along with his teachings. The critique was based around his claims of the Emerald Tablets of Thought. This is one of the greatest lies that I have come across within the spiritual and conscious network online. And I will show you the difference between this fraudulent Emerald Tablet and the Emerald Tablet that is very real and contains very deep knowledge. First, let me walk you through why this tablet that he claims to have translated is a fake. Many of you should brace yourselves for severe cognitive dissonance and the inability to accept evidence in reason and logic and awareness. Normally, ancient texts have obvious evidence that shows their validity. So either you will find the text itself, like the Dead Sea Scrolls, or other ancient cultures of that time will make constant reference to that text. Maurice Dorel did not provide an emerald tablet of Thoth, ever. So to ask a scholar, someone who's serious about information, just to believe it, the faith is absurd. 2. Actual, genuine artifacts like this, ancient text, normally have the linguistic or the stylistic traditions of its time. The emerald tablets of Thoth instead have the linguistic and stylistic and cultural habits of our time. And finally, if you, in any empirical field, if you discover something, you have to let people study it independently. Again, when the Dead Sea Scrolls came out, people had to study it independently in order to verify the claims that the people who discovered it made. In fear of this, for a while did keep the scrolls from being shown to other experts, but eventually scholarship won and people got to study it. Because there is no emerald tablet of Thoth, no one has studied it independently except for him, as he claims. Meaning we have no way to verify if what he said is true. We just have to believe him. Here is a picture of the real emerald tablet, or the hermetic emerald tablet. I recommend you go read it. It's where a lot of people get the notion of so below. Not saying that no other culture talked about it, but most people are referencing this text. It's very deep and very philosophical. It's a really short read, like a super short read. It's on one tablet. I would recommend you go read it. This tablet is recognized with Hermetic traditions and also alchemy tradition. It has evidence and references to it throughout the medieval times and the Renaissance of alchemy text. And what it's famous for, so above, so below, is very much a part of the culture of the time in which it was written. It's important to dispel a lot of this stuff because it's here because there is an unconscious they trying to keep you trapped in the matrix. What's the matrix? A medium or structure which you develop. You have good matrix and bad matrices. You live in civilization. It's a bad matrix. Now, many of you are angry and commented below because you're going through cognitive dissonance. But those of you who want to escape this matrix no longer want to work a 9 to 5, no longer want to be paying these bills, want to be free and independent while still having technology that's good for the earth, there's a system. You can do it on your own, and it's called FAMS. Food, Forest, Foraging, Hunting, Anti-Fragile Modern Society. There's a book that explains exactly how to create this through 3 stories. I recommend that you go read it ASAP. The audio version is free and it's in the link at the top of my page. I love you all. Peace. Be kind down in the comments. Ignore the bots.
Yo, this is wild. I've never heard the Emerald Tablet story. I never even knew about the origins, but it sounds like it's misinformation and this guy's spreading the truth, saying that the Emerald Tablet that we are aware of is not the real one, and I guess there's a real one that he has seen, and that's what the origins are. So, goons, I am completely blind here. This is, unfortunately, the first video, and it was a pretty long one, and I am not knowing the origins of what the Emerald Tablet of Truth or Life or, you know, whatever things it had on there. You know, I'm thinking like Rosetta Stone. I'm thinking, hey, Sanskrit scriptures. And he's talked about other ancient relics as well, and I'm just like unaware about this. So please inform me. I do need the Goon Army now to help me out here. All right, we're going to keep it going. Yeah, I like that. I like that. It really did feel like a distraction. So I believe I'm still recording prior to the eclipse happening. So I'm sure by the time this comes out, the eclipse has happened. I think we've already confirmed that in other recordings now. But, you know, it is an interesting thought. There were so many videos in my algorithm that were related to solar eclipse. So I thought, and then weirdly enough, you guys don't know this, I did react to them. But the YouTube algorithm of monetization flagged every single one of them. So you guys actually ended up not seeing too many of those reactions. So this is also an interesting one. I hope it doesn't get flagged. You guys actually see that there was a version of Teddy that reacted to April 8th solar eclipse videos, and unfortunately they didn't all make the cut. But it does feel like a distraction. This one's wild. This one is definitely weird.
Oh, 500 years ago, astrologers and numerologists said whenever it was a full moon, it pulled on the tides. They said people became crazy. They said they were lunatics. Science only caught up about 70, 80 years ago when it figured out that the moon not only pulls on the tides, but it pulls on the human body as well. The astrologers and numerologists were 500 to 1,000 years ahead of all the scientists. Just because it doesn't make sense to you doesn't mean it's not real. This is a virtual reality. This is a matrix, and numerology and astrology are the cheat codes.
Look at the royal family. Most of those, from Prince William to Prince Charles, living a life paths. What do you think? They're all C-sections. They're doing it on purpose because they understand how energy works. Now, most of us can't see auras, so we can't see the energy. But the matrix, this is what this virtual reality all is. This virtual reality, it allows you to understand what energy is flowing through the numbers. So if you can read the numbers, you understand how the energy works.
Yo, yeah, I'm not too keen on numerology. Don't know too much. I really don't. But astrology does come into my religion at times too, and especially the lunar calendar being used in my religion, especially to figure out auspicious days to do rituals, especially for the gods that we believe in, right? So this guy is hitting on, hey, it's a matrix. You really need to use numerology and astrology. And, you know, I think in all forms of religion, there is usage of astrology and numerology. You know, 369, Teddy 666, Teddy 999, Teddy 333, Teddy. Like there's so many references, right? And I'm not trying to send any bad vibes to anybody. We have the Shivalingam. So I do believe we have good energy all around us currently. But the matrix is a true thing, and this could be a simulation. We could be on a prison planet. We could you know, not be able to leave. Someone could have sent us here, and they know exactly what we're enduring, and they know why we're enduring it. There are so many things that it could be, and yeah, only time will tell. Very interesting video. Let's keep it going.
Stay underground for quite some time, and this is stocked with food, water, everything they need. It's an underground city. So this is the north entrance, and we're gonna go see if we can do some more digging. I heard there's water supply, food supply, everything's in there. Yeah, unbelievable.
You don't get no cell phone service.
No. Peace, brother. I mean, basically, you got an underground roadway system here that runs all the way to Maine, to Washington, D.C., to Colorado. It's fully stocked. It runs completely underground. And you can see they've been hauling tons of military equipment. You know, they're stocking all these bases. Now, the other thing is the railroad system here is also very strategic. They're bringing in boxcar loads, and they're dump shipping here, and they can really deliver to all these locations, which these locations go all the way to Area 51. These locations go all the way to Washington, D.C. There's access underneath the White House to this location, okay? So this is a strategic location, which is really the new command center for the Illuminati. Forget the United States government. This is a headquarters for the Illuminati.
Yo, this is wild. This is wild, but I have seen this type of footage before, especially from truckers that first get to, I believe this is the Subtropolis, right? Which is the Kansas, or the former Kansas, or RIP, late Kansas City chief owner. I think he started this project, and it was literally supposed to be like, hey, here's a mountainside, and he built a basic bunker of sorts. So yeah, it does have Illuminati feel to it. And I remember in a former video, I know the true goons know, hey, we've been through this before. But like literally, it feels like, sorry, I can't figure out which camera. I'm going with this one. I'm sure Nikita hates me. He's like, Teddy, can just pick a camera, damn it. And I'm sure the goons hate it too, but unfortunately it's the ADHD. I want to spin around, I want to do so many things, but I got to stay somewhat contained for the editing. But this is a true thing. Like the Subtropolis is, I believe, something we've researched before in previous videos, and we found like, hey, there are actual government agencies that are renting out space there. But you know, he claims that there's like military vehicles coming in, other stuff. I'm not too sure how far these tunnels stretch to. At least at the time of researching, I thought it was only like a 15-mile thing. I didn't think it was more than that. I believe it was somewhere around there. So yeah, this is fairly new to me. This could be a whole different Subtropolis, you know. Hey, Teddy, this is the secret one they didn't tell you about. This is underneath one, Subtropolis. I'm like, yo, what? Crazy Teddy, really? Imagine that, bro. There's like levels of Subtropolis, and this is the government one that they don't want you to know. The tunnels are stretching even longer. Oh my god, that messes with me a lot. Teddy, even. Oh my god. My mind is going crazy right now. But imagine, oh my god. I don't want to break the terms of service, but all these earthquakes that have recently been happening prior to the eclipse, and I'm sure earthquakes are happening post-eclipse too, but is that what's really happening underground? You know, oh, you see, now you get in it. Oh my god. All right, we're going to keep it going. Sorry.
How many clues do you need to confirm that this guy, who's not a doctor, wants to depopulate the planet? First, from his own mouth.
Now, the world today has 6.8 billion people. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Now look at his latest product. It's called Appeal. It's like a wax coating that goes on fruits and vegetables for them to last longer. First, you can't wash it off, and according to their own documentation, you can find traces of arsenic, lead, and mercury on their products. What? So the same guy who says he wants to depopulate is deeply invested in abortions, deeply invested in vaccines, and he's now putting arsenic in the food supply. He doesn't believe in planting trees.
I don't plant trees.
He wants your food to be grown in a lab with God knows what, and he wants to block out the sun. I mean, who is this guy?
I mean, are we the science people or are we the idiots? Which one do we want to be?
I love that phrase from Bill Gates. Are we the science people or are we the idiots? Which one do you want to be? You know what's interesting? The definition of goons is stupid. The stupid ones. Yeah. No, I'm just messing with you. No, it really is, though. Some guy told me the dictionary definition is like, Teddy, did you know this? I'm like, nah, bro. A real goon is someone that is vibrational, has true positive energy, has no ill intent. They want to join the Ganja Goon gang, and we're literally like-minded individuals. We're not, complete conspiracy theorists. We don't go head deep into any one theory. We just are exploring. We are rational people, and we just enjoy this type of content. So there's no stupidity or idiotism involved. But when it comes to Bill Gates and the things he's done or has said, unfortunately, it's all elites, right? All elites play this game. They're on both sides of the equation. They're the ones that have the money. They're the ones that are dispensing the money to these venture capitalists or to these startups. Hey, where else are these guys going to get money to do stuff, right? Oh, Eddie, all these civilizations are going to give money to startups, and that's how the money comes in. No, that's not how it works. You have to get it from people that have more money than you, and this is how, once you follow the ladder up, you find out, hey, Bill Gates is involved in all these other organizations too. It has maybe no ill intent of Bill Gates. He's just, in his mind, I'm giving out money and these sound like good causes. And I'm not trying to say, hey, I'm vouching for Bill Gates or anything. I'm just being open-minded and thinking rationally. It is an interesting thought. I truly feel he also doesn't know what he's doing. He's just dishing out money to whatever he believes sounds good, and doesn't really understand where that money is going and what it's affecting. Yeah. This is quite interesting. I've never heard of Appeal. The wax coating thing kind of freaks me out. But at the same time, I already know all the food that's being dispensed to us is made to kill us in some way, shape, or form. So now we got to peel. Oh boy, what's going to happen now? All right, let's keep it going.
So when you get a book that's banned, that means there's something in there that you need to know. So this book is called History of Central Banking. What does Hitler, JFK, Lincoln, Gaddafi, Napoleon, Julius Caesar, Tsar Nicholas II have in common? They all tried to do state banking and they all got either killed or thrown into a war.
Yo, isn't this how central banking started in the United States after the Titanic sunk? Because they killed all the people that wanted the state banking or not the central bank idea. And right, it makes sense. I love the state banking idea. Hey, if the state has money to dish out and has the capital to give you money and you want to choose certain states, think of many types of banks everywhere, right? It would keep reserves in check. Right now, we have a central bank and we're supposed to be told that the reserves that they have match the evaluation of the US dollar. And you hope that it's 1-to-1, but we all know it isn't. Money is printed all the time. This is very sad. I'm now a woke goon, so this is all making sense to me. I don't need Crazy Teddy anymore. I'm now Crazy Teddy. Let's go. All right, we're going to keep it going. I still need Crazy Teddy. I'm sorry. I love you, Crazy Teddy.
Hey, bag up. James, bag up. I know you damn. James! Tell James! James, he about to hit that. James! Oh my God, James! This nigga don't. Come on, boy! What is you waiting on? Come run faster than that! God damn! Come on, Jack, get in the truck! Come on! Shit!
Oh my God. I don't even know where this is. This is another shipping container that hit like some structure as it was docking or something. What is happening? Why isn't the navigation working? What entity is attacking us? No, I truly do not know when this situation happened. There's barely any information on this video. It says another one. It feels like Leave No World Behind type situation. It definitely... I'm really hoping all the goons hopped over and we're all secure right now. Do you feel secure? I'm hoping we're secure. What I mean is after April 8th, we patched over and we're all good. Make sure everything's good. All your body parts are in check. Is anything different about you? Do you all of a sudden picked up a new habit and you're like, Daddy, I do this now? Well, did you smoke the like button? Make sure you check that. Oh boy. Yeah, this is sad. I'm not sure what's happening, but I love that he was telling his friend to, get to safety and watch out. Hey, drop that stuff. Come get over here. What are you doing? I love that type of thing. I love when humanity is helping each other. This is exactly what I want to see. All right, let's keep it going.
You remember when 17 different intelligence agencies backed Hillary Clinton's claim that country hacked the DNC's servers, that they then sent the DNC's emails to Julian Assange and WikiLeaks, and it was an attack by a foreign country on our democracy, a narrative that would be pushed by the corporate mainstream media for the next 4 years? Well, it turns out the FBI, nor any other intelligence agency, ever accessed the DNC's servers. They requested access, but they were denied. So how did those 17 agencies know that it was that foreign country? They didn't. And that's why I write children's books on the history of fake news. Because the narrative pushed by the mainstream media for the next 4 years was based off a lie. It was a lie. But if you tried to talk about it on social media, you were shut down. Which is why I write books on that too. Because a claim along the lines of 17 different intelligence agencies confirming something is very powerful, and you can see why so many people would fall for that. And at the time, they made it very hard to talk about what was happening publicly. That's why they made up the term fake news, to justify shutting down your speech. That's right, they came up with fake news. We just made them regret it. And we're going to teach our kids the truth, whether they like it or not. ClassicalLearner.com.
Yo, this is wild. I've never even considered that the DNC server hack being Russia was even... And why didn't he say Russia? What the hell? Just say Russia. Was actually not even behind the hack and wasn't even investigated. And it was just a fake event that they pushed. It was a fake narrative that they pushed. And because of that fake narrative, no one did research. Hey, these other 17 places said, it was Russia. So it must be. Move on. Oh my God, that is crazy. That is crazy. It's if they don't get, their way, they just push their way in other means of, and that is that fake news. Oh my God, Hillary was creating fake news before Donald even. Wait, Donald called it out. Donald called out the fake news when it even happened. He was the true exposer. Oh wow, this is definitely crazy. I've never considered this. The other moral dilemma that I'm having is, this guy is also making children's books about this type of history that has been told incorrectly, right? And it's like, I have a daughter now. I'm considering, hey, when is the right time to even tell your child that, hey, your beliefs don't correlate with what mainstream media may tell us? At the same time, you don't want to turn your child crazy and get them picked on, So it's like, is getting them the children's book, is homeschooling the proper way? That eventually, when they do have to move to society, now they have all these different types of thinkings? Or do you find like-minded children like themselves to play and have children time with, I guess? I don't even know. This is a crazy can of worms. We're going to keep it going. It does feel a little like an interesting philosophical question on when do the conspiracy parents when did they explore the weird goons tell their children that this is how or what they type of footage they see? And we don't have to agree or align with it. We're just watching this stuff, so there is no entitlement or approval here. We're gonna keep it going. Sorry.
This actor exposes how Hollywood really is. Listen closely.
With actors, you're in a vulnerable situation. You're in a vulnerable place. You're trying to get a job, and there's people who could use that power to abuse it. I was a young actor. Yeah, I was asked to go to a hotel room of a director. There's a famous director, and I didn't think anything weird by it because I never think it ever happened to me. And so I went, and he was in his robe. I still didn't think it was weird. Well, he probably just came out of the shower or whatever. And then he asked me to do, to do the scene and then crawl on my belly around it. And it got to a weird place. I remember that humiliation, and I didn't tell anybody. The agents are creeps too, and then trying to get a job, and the casting directors can be, and the people who are the producers, the directors. I mean, it's rampant in the industry. There's not one actress who doesn't have a story. Just before I was really famous, and the next thing I know, I'm in a room with this guy. He's in a chair. And, he's in a row. Comes out in a bathrobe and sits in this chair. And the next thing you know, I'm like, he's asking me to crawl on the ground and then to crawl toward him. And I just it was just this.
If you want to be in the entertainment industry, be careful and speak out.
Bro, I will tell you guys, there is no one I'm crawling on the floor or doing any kind of weird stuff to. The Goon Gang is the best gang, and you guys don't have to do anything crazy in order to appease me or anything. Just interact with the video. That's it. Whether it's you click on the thumbnail, you press the like, you comment down below, you hit the subscribe, whatever it may be. I would never put myself in a situation where I'm seeking this type of famousness, I guess, in Hollywood, that I would approach agents and even do this. But at the same time, this is not about me. Whoa, Teddy, main character syndrome. Teddy, you stop that right now. Thank you, Crazy Teddy. I'm not trying to say that, but I'm just trying to look out for the goons that may feel like, oh my God, Teddy's making me do this. I'm the goon that's on the floor doing the interactions. Like, nah, bro. Only positive vibes here only. But Rob is exposing an interesting thing that we are learning more and more about, which, hey, this has been happening for quite many years, and he's spoken out about it multiple times, and he's exposed it, But the main thing is, this guy, I think, now works with Adam Sandler, or has worked with Adam Sandler. It makes me feel like maybe him and Adam, have the same type of feelings about that type of behavior that happens in Hollywood, and that's why they work so close to together, that's why they work with each other so often. It's an interesting thought. All right, we're going to keep it going.
Remember back in the 1930s when archaeologists found an Egyptian temple buried in eastern Tennessee? That's okay, not a lot of people do. But back in 1934, they were building something called Norris Dam, just north of Knoxville, Tennessee. The Tennessee Valley Authority started surveying the valley that the Norris Dam was going to flood. They found many native mounds and started excavating a bit. and found some really extraordinary things. As they started digging, they found layer after layer and went down over 20 foot until they found a 100-foot by 100-foot platform with a large raised area in the center. They called this a temple. As they dug deeper and deeper, they found multiple skeletons on the site, unlike any that they'd found in the area. And the site itself kept getting deeper and deeper. It appeared to just keep going. At the time, it caused quite an uproar, and over 400 workers were excavating that site. They found multiple relics that were unlike anything they had seen in the area, including a pigment box that held a shade of purple that could only be found in sea mollusks and was completely unknown in North America. The site gained the attention of James Randall Harris, a professor of ancient languages from Cambridge and later Johns Hopkins University. Harris came up with some very interesting conclusions. And I quote, "The Hopewell," he writes, "were latecomers who raised the mounds of earth over a much older temple built by pharaonic Egyptian emigres to the most important deities, Isis, the Queen of Heaven, and her husband."
Yo, this is wild. I never even knew that there was discovery of a Egyptian temple, and they found these correlations in 1934. I really need some fact checking here. Is this a real thing that happened, Goons? This is another one. I asked you on the first one, which was also wild, and now I'm asking you on this one. Is this a potential reality to it? And if it is, why is it being hidden from us? Hey, and the thing is, I truly am starting to understand that potentially the Egyptians were the first to travel, and they had all these discoveries prior to any of these other civilizations, including ourselves. I feel like there's still worlds that we haven't discovered that they're not telling us about because they don't want us to know about it, you know? All right, let's keep it going. Quite interesting.
As safe as alcohol made water, boiling it made it much safer. And coffee and tea, of course, both require boiling water. No one drank boiling water or hot beverages before. So this gave this incredible public health boost to these places. And then you have the drug that basically fosters a kind of more linear, rational, focused way of thinking. And so there's a lot of evidence linking coffee and tea consumption with the Enlightenment in France and with the Age of Reason. And people in the 1600s started writing about it. So like, wow, people, we have this new civil and sober drink and it was so popular because it was new that people drank less and they used more caffeine. And that, I think, makes possible things like the Industrial Revolution.
Yo, you coffee and tea drinkers out there, you're so civil and proper. I ain't gonna deny you that. Unfortunately, I stopped drinking coffee many, many years ago. Now I drink coffee. Now I go even crazier than before. Like, you think Crazy Teddy's wild? Imagine Teddy on caffeine. I don't normally drink caffeine. But when I do, oh boy, I'm off the walls. Quite interesting take. My only, my crazy mind goes like, what happens when, what revolution was started when ADHD medication came out? Oh boy, you think coffee made them focus? Imagine when they found pharmaceutical. Oh, wait a second. Is that? Oh no! I'm starting to realize what happened. We made an entire pharmaceutical industry, and look at us now. We're I guess maintained by Western medicine. Oh boy. I answered my own question with that. All right, we're gonna keep it going. I'm sorry.
What happens to a civilization that poisons their own children? That's what you have to ask yourself about America. It's like America's got Coca-Cola for first graders and then Ritalin on the other side. They're like, you're not going to believe this. We got some hyper kids. Let's give them 40 grams of sugar when they're a little 6-year-old body. And then let's get a therapist and a psychologist to diagnose them as ADD. I'm going, this is a destruction of a civilization happening right in front of you. Because most cultures, even ones we think of crazy ones, they didn't poison their own children. Even like the Nazis that nobody likes, they weren't poisoning children. They did send their kids all to die in war, so maybe that was worse. But America's poisoning its own children. It's like nuts, man.
Wait, why is it just America? These same things, these same poisons exist across all the worlds. And if it's not this, I went internationally and I've traveled and I've seen some of these like slum areas where even the kids are doing like chewing tobacco and stuff, betel nut and other forms of even crazier. But then again, Ritalin and ADHD medication is crazy itself. It's as bad as the stuff that they snort, It's like, oh my God. Yeah, this guy has a point. We are poisoning. Stop poisoning children. Just let them be. I was supposed to. I was supposed to. I probably still am supposed to be on ADHD medication, but that stuff make me silent. That stuff make me like, that's all you get all the time. And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm thinking all the time, but like, it definitely calms me down when I do take that Ritalin stuff and ADHD medication. Yeah, quite interesting. This guy is hitting on some things right now. I never considered this, but yeah, he has a valid point. Oh my God. What is the cure?
Truth of why you should always sleep with your head facing north. Now, the first completely obvious reason why you should sleep with your head facing north is because the mainstream media and mainstream science says that you should sleep with your head facing south. Population lacks critical thinking, as we saw with the whole pandemic, but I have learned throughout my process that you always do the exact opposite of what the mainstream media tells you to do. With that being said, I find it very interesting that when you put a baby in the crib, it will always seek out true north before it goes to sleep. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that we are electromagnetic beings, and our Earth is also an electromagnetic torus field with the most magnetic energy at the center or the North Pole. So when we sleep in any other direction but due north, our nerve cells are pulled north. So if we sleep north, there is no pull, and this results in a much deeper and rejuvenating sleep. And I can guarantee you that not following the mainstream narrative will benefit your life in so many ways. Peace and love.
Yo, this is interesting to think about. Even he talks about sleeping being a pull. What's interesting is I've watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, the anime, and there's a part where Katara does blood bending, and the blood bending cycles are like, hey, the lunar phases, holy crap. There was a guy in a previous video we talked about, imagine the pull being the human pulls too. Humans are impacted by different lunar phases, and I probably already said this, but yeah, that is definitely an interesting aspect as well. But as far as humans and sleeping north instead of south and whatnot, I feel like to each their own. Sleep however is most comfortable to you. Find what works for you. I know there's different cultures that believe in like what feng shui. I don't know what the proper pronunciation is, but there are people that try to make their house as positive and or neutral as possible, so they have the best sleep and aura. And it is an interesting take. I've never considered this. This is quite interesting. All right, we're gonna do just one more. You know what's also interesting? We're gonna do one more, but he talks about north, and in my religion, depending on the star that you're associated with, like I was born for a certain star, I relate to a certain star in astrology. They told me my house has to face a certain direction when I went house shopping. So even my house, I was like, hey, it has to face northeast. That's what it's aligned to. That's the best alignment that you have. I listened to that, and a lot of positive things have happened every time I listen to what they tell me. And anytime they told me, hey, watch out, you should look for this way, and I don't listen to them, hey, things don't occur the way they're supposed to. So I'm starting to kind of understand there is probably some deeper connection to this, like stuff that this guy's talking about. He's talking about like spiritual astrology type things, or like the way you're positioned in sleep. But it is an interesting thought, because now my house was even positioned a certain way. There has to be something with these electromagnetic stuff that does exist, right? Interesting. All right, let's just do one more, like I said.
Side of the pyramids the Google debunkers don't want you to know about. Harnessing energy from inside the earth and transmitting it wirelessly around the world for free. The Giza power plant theory. We finally have the scientific and just plain commonsensical proof to back it up. Even Tesla's experiments of this very nature were successful, but his work mysteriously vanished after he passed away. As it turns out, Tesla didn't invent this technology. He just rediscovered it over 5,000 years later. Pyramids. Don't y'all get a little half chub when I talk about them? Cause I sure do. We're fed the narrative that they were built as tombs tombs for pharaohs, but there's just endless evidence against that. I spat 10 unbelievably raw facts about the pyramids in a previous video, which were all true, but of course the Google debunkers desperately tried to prove them wrong. We'll let them have their fun so that we can focus on exploring history with a critical mind. Take, for example, the Great Pyramid of Giza, the biggest one there is, which is said to have been built as a tomb for Khufu, a pharaoh who ruled 4,500 years ago. Despite it having zero characteristics of actual Egyptian tombs, you know, where real mummies of pharaohs were actually found. Like in the Valley of Kings, a complex of underground tombs complete with enormous grand entrances and hallways adorned with hieroglyphs, beautiful wall art, and intricate architecture commemorating pharaohs like Tutankhamun and Ramses, whose bodies were found among dozens of others in elegant sarcophagi in this valley. And here we have the Great Pyramid of Giza. Narrow tunnels, awkwardly angled walkways, and passageways you literally have to crawl to get through. And those wood steps you see, we added ourselves in recent times because they were literally unwalkable when first discovered. Strangely designed and although impressive, kind of plain looking inner chambers. No artifacts, no hieroglyphs, no carvings, no wall art was ever found inside of Giza. In fact, not a single mummy was found in this pyramid, or any Egyptian pyramid for that matter, and yes, that's a fact, go search it up. We're told that they were raided by thieves, and that's why there's nothing left. Really? Did the thieves steal the carvings and paint on the walls too? The sarcophagus in Giza, where they assume Khufu's mummy was kept and also stolen by those pesky thieves, was this plain looking granite box in a room with flooring and walls that were cut with greater precision than the box itself. Ancient Egyptians saw pharaohs as gods, so yeah, let's just stuff the one that we made a whole ass pyramid for into this crude box with narrow chambers, tiny shafts, and no stories or wall art commemorating their death. Here's what King Tut's tomb looked like, and King Ramses. Intricate art and masterfully designed, both of which were found in the Valley of Kings. And here's the tomb of the guy they dedicated the biggest structure in the world for. Makes perfect sense, right? On the other hand, King Ramses had some of the most massive statues built in his name, weighing up to 1,000 tons that we see remnants of sprawled all throughout ancient Egypt. Meanwhile, the man who had the largest tomb in history has only one recovered statue we've ever found. It's 3 inches tall. Let me get this straight. Giza, the most epic and just painstakingly difficult structure on the planet, was a tomb with absolutely no characteristics of a tomb for a pharaoh with no visible remaining presence in Egypt and whose body was never found. Other characteristics of the pyramid tells us it had a very different purpose, one that's turned a fringe theory into a scientific one. The pyramid was aligned perfectly with true north to less than a degree of accuracy, architecture matched only with modern engineering. The base of the pyramid is perfectly leveled to within 3/4 of an inch, something that's again only possible with like laser technology today. A structure that was made with 2.3 million stone blocks weighing between 2 and 80 tons each, built within allegedly 25 years, meaning they'd have to place 10 stones an hour every hour for 25 years non-stop to achieve that. That's 1 stone every 6 minutes. People love to refute this with, oh, they had slaves, like it's some magic silver bullet, but I think they might be forgetting about a little thing called logistics. As in, how do you physically coordinate 20, 30, 50,000 people to lay a colossal stone every and night for 25 years non-stop? Yeah, slaves, bro. They had slaves. Trust me, bro, is even more ridiculous than these fringe theories. Each side of Giza is also about 755 feet long and are all within 2 inches of the same length as each other. That's a 99.98% range of accuracy. Once again, on par or even better than modern architecture. It also doesn't actually have 4 sides. It has 8, which cast shadows, making them visible only during the equinox. Which definitely ain't no coincidence. It's a proven fact that the ancients were obsessed with celestial events like the equinox. That's the time of year when the length of day equals the length of night, the first day of spring and fall. There are 43,200 seconds of daylight during that time. That's 12 hours of the Egyptian sun god blessing them with daylight on the most important day of the year. An absolutely sacred number by any means. Now, if you get the perimeter and the height of the pyramid, multiply them by that number, you get the circumference and polar radius of the Earth within a 99.3 to 99.7 range of accuracy. Absolutely negligible margins of error, essentially making Giza a scale model of the Earth. It's also placed at the center of landmass of the world, passes through the light speed coordinate, and a whole list of other coincidences. Skeptics absolutely insist these are all just coincidences, and just pseudo-archaeologists forcing facts together until something fits. So what do all these measurements mean? Well, firstly, they clearly had some knowledge and technology that we don't give them credit for. And the simple truth is, no one in history would ever make something so precise by accident. Because we see the same in the materials used for constructing the pyramids. They're the same materials we use today for electrical conductivity, which is no stranger to the ancient world. In 1934, an artifact known as the Baghdad Battery was uncovered in Iraq. It consisted of a ceramic pot, a copper tube, and a rod of iron, which when combined with an electrolyte solution, something as simple as a potato, as I talked about in my video about powering the galaxy with potato batteries, it can produce an electric current. From an artifact dated to over 2,000 years old. Ancient batteries, just like the pyramids. The science behind the Giza power plant is a lot to take in, so I'm gonna give you some time to breathe before I get into it, and check me out to see if it's up.
Wow, that was a lot to take in. This was a crazy last video, and guys, I'm feeling what this guy is putting out. I'm not a numerologist. I'm sure all the numbers and things that he laid out probably do align, and it is a mini scale Earth, as he was saying. The Khufu thing, hey Teddy, they only found 3 inches of the guy. Hey man, it's not about the size, all right? I mean, look at the destiny that he left. That we're still talking about him too. All we got is 3 inches of the guy. Teddy, come on now. Yeah, it's not about the size, damn it, crazy Teddy. Stop it. 3 inches is big, all right? Oh man. For all you short kings, I understand. Oh boy. We're not shaming anybody here. 3 inches real big. 3 inches real big. I understand. And even smaller real big if they found a smaller version of Khufu. Wait, are we talking about statues here? What are we talking about? Stop it, Teddy. Stop it. Oh my god, why am I holding on to the 3 inches part? Yeah. I don't believe that the pyramids were made for tombs either. Tombs either. I do believe that the direct thing that he said about that potentially being a pyramid for energy source or something. I do believe that, like the, what do you say, the Giza energy pyramid or something. I forget what the actual term was, but I can believe that theory that it's similar to the Nikola Tesla type energy. You know, that I feel that's where he got this idea from. Like Nikola Tesla got the idea. He took it from the pyramids, and it makes sense. There's no hieroglyphs in there. There's nothing. There's no decorations. It feels very weird and not meant to be like something we're supposed to go inside. You know, when the Valley of the Kings, where the tombs are found, and we're finding those pharaohs, you know, and discovering them. Yeah, it's decorated very well. So yeah, I think he's hitting on some valid points here. It does make you think on what we're being told. I would be interested in watching more of this guy's content. I think that we've seen him in the past, and he has some interesting goon energy that I am vibing with, so I love that. Guys, that is it. I hope you're having fun. These videos are getting a little bit longer and longer. I hope everything is okay on your side and you guys are able to follow me all the way through the end. If you did and you made it to the end, please let me know. Shivalingam, SHIVA space LINGAM. Our Shivalingam is doing great. Oh my god, I'm feeling the energy. Hey, you're all getting positive energy from me right now. I'm sending it through you. Wherever you're watching me, wherever you're doing right now, think positive vibes, manifest it. You're gonna make sure, all the goons together, we're all gonna make sure whatever intent you're putting out there right now, we're gonna put our positive intent as well and push it forward. So that is what is happening right now. Thank you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you guys next time. Stay safe, stay strong, and goodbye.